Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order of Tuesday, April 17, 2012. May I have roll call, please?
Joe Murray Nelson.
Here.
Jill Kravitz. Brian Peruta here. John Ungar.
Here.
Sorry about that, John. Joe Albert. Roby Staples. Donna Corbin-Sabinski.
Here.
Joe Perillo.
Fire evacuation announcement. In case of fire, there are two ways to exit the chambers. To my left, exit through the council chamber doors, turn left and walk down one flight of stairs and out of the building, or exit the door to the rear of these chambers. In either case, once out of the building, walk a safe distance away from the building. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Executive session, we don't have anything, Jim. Okay, public participation, issues of concern not on the agenda. Is there anybody in the audience wishing to address the agency? Okay. Public hearings, none for tonight. Correspondence. What do we have, Jim?
In your packet, you'll find the notice of action from the Planning and Zoning Commission dated April 5th, 2012, as well as a notice of a CLEAR. CLEAR is the University of Connecticut Center for Land Use Education and Research. There's some information here about a upcoming training opportunity on April 21st. I believe it's regarding I think using their programs, using their maps and whatnot, what's available and what they have to offer.
Okay. And then I think, did everybody get the habitat too? That was on our desks tonight, right?
Yes,
Copy of the habitat.
and that came after the agendas went out.
Item 8, Commissioners' Correspondence. We'll go down if anybody has anything to say. Donna? No, I don't. No? Brian?
Nothing.
John?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. I have 2 items. Jim, I don't know who gave me this, probably Jose, but it has everybody's contact information. He must have this actually on the bottom. I can maybe send you the link. It might be in Katie's old computer. If we could just update it with, get Jennifer's name off it, put Donna's in. So I'll have everybody's cell phone, home phone numbers. That'll be great. I'll send you the link, so maybe that'll...
I think we have it.
You have it? Agency contact list, it says.
I think Barbara in our office keeps that up to date. It's on the wall, and I'll make copies for you.
Perfect, okay. And then the second item is I think it was Wednesday, we had the land use board training, and I think there was 4 or 5 of us. I know John was there, Jill, Joe Perillo, Donna, Jill, and myself attended, and there was a good deal of information that was given, and there's a booklet. So I think at the next meeting I'll bring it in, and anybody that wasn't able to make it can take a look at it. It wasn't so much FOI stuff, but it was a little of this, a little of that, and the legal aspects of everything that could happen. So I thought it was very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yep. So I'll bring that in next meeting. And that's all I have. So next item is approval of minutes, April 3rd, 2012. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of April 3rd?
3rd.
3rd, 2012. Here, it's right in front of me.
Motion made by Brian.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by John. Okay, is there any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to have my name spelled. It's misspelled. Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
So we're just removing the R, right? And then it's correct. Okay.
And then I saw out of all of this, believe it or not, there's only one typo in the whole piece, which is hard to believe. It's on page 8. The first paragraph, 5th line down following the comma. ... proposes to end the channel now, comma, he did not have a problem. I'm not sure whether it's they or he, so it just needs to be one or the other, whatever would reflect it accurately. And out of all that, holy smokes, that was the only thing.
And I think the water, we can probably change that to the water company, or the applicant. That's,
Whatever's
That's who
accurate.
it's referring to.
Okay. So there's a motion made, a second, with the corrections. Are there, all in favor? Okay. Unanimous? Okay. Next item on the agenda is the wetlands agent report.
Okay. Just wanted to mention to the agency that I've probably approved administratively a dozen building permit applications in the last week or so. All of them were for pools, sheds, or decks, and none of the properties had any wetlands on them. So just so you know, that is something that's going on. It's a daily occurrence that there's a building permit comes in, and I check it for wetlands, and if there's a need for a permit or not before it gets approved.
Perfect.
And also, we had a AAA a few meetings back for Enfield Ford. They were doing a soil remediation, and that started last week, beginning of the week. I made 3 visits out there last week, actually 2 last week and 1 this week, and they're finished. They did a great job. It was very neat and tidy. Did exactly what they had said they were going to do, and it's done.
Great. So we don't need to sign that to anybody?
No.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Bond release, we have none this evening. Okay, item 12, old business. Inland Wetlands 550, Hazardville Water Company, drainage swale relocation and associated cuts and fills. Work required by DPH consent order number 11-049-008. Proposed activity within a watercourse and regulated area at 7A Kimberly Drive, map 86, lot 99. Submitted 1/27/12, received 2/7/12, PPE 2/21/12, MAD 4/13/12, and EMAD is 6/17/12. EMAD now stands for Extended Mandatory Action Date. Good evening.
John Cordaro with Tater and Howard Engineers representing Hazardville Water Company. To recap,
Excuse me, John, can I interrupt you?
I think you need a
Let me ask you to use the microphone so that could be,
Oh, okay. I guess, do you want me to?
I don't know if that'll pick it up. If you don't mind holding the hand mic. It's not karaoke.
It's hard to point at the plans if
I
I'm sitting
understand.
down too. Okay, the project is to, actually, relocate this channel on the water company project property near their well to get it outside the 50-foot radius of the well. This is being done as under a consent order from Connecticut DPH. Connecticut DPH asked the water company to move what they deemed surface water because when they did their sanitary inspection, the channel happened to be wet because it was after a rainstorm, and they considered that surface water. At the last meeting, we discussed the project and we were asked to make 3 revisions to the drawings, which we have done. One was to relocate the hay bales so it encompassed the contractor staging area. Previously, the hay bales followed this dotted line, which is the limit of work. We've relocated this section of hay bales to go behind the pump station and up this side of the driveway so that the entire staging area is encompassed by the hay bales and silt fence. The other requested revision was on our line drainage ditch detail. We had an incorrect dimension of 6 inches for the riprap layer. The riprap that we're specifying is specified to have at least 75% of it be a minimum of 15 inches, so 6 inches wouldn't make sense. We've changed this detail to show a minimum 18-inch thick layer of riprap, which matches up with the riprap specified. The third comment was for a termination of the riprap, and we've revised our termination detail so that we show the 18-inch wide thick layer of riprap, and we've extended it vertically 4 feet at the end of our proposed channel. I think we've addressed the comments from the last meeting with those revisions.
Yes, the drawings you have in your packet are the ones that John provided, and they do reflect the changes that he just discussed and that we talked about in the previous meeting. And that's all the more comment I have this time. Yeah, the concern from the previous meeting, and I think it's still a valid concern, is the untreated channel section from where they're going to stop their work and down to the confluence of Buckhorn Brook. It was discussed, and no changes were made to reflect that. So,
Was there any questions from the agency members? Any questions from the agency members? Let's start down there. Donna? Nothing? Brian?
Of course I'm going to have questions. Oh, I'm sorry. I love the big maps, but there's not enough space back here to do this. All right. I did read through the minutes. I did see you guys on TV. Like I said, you guys look good on TV. But I wanted to know a little bit more about the termination of the end. If you could just explain the engineering, or not necessarily the engineering, but how this is going to work and protect sedimentation and things from getting into the river. And I apologize to you guys if this is a bit of a review for you, but I just wanted to know about that termination point a little bit more.
The main purpose of the termination point was that previously we just ended the riprap at the end, and we would continue with the existing channel. And the concern was that if erosion occurs at the end of our proposed riprap, that it would erode at the end, and then the riprap would start to fall in, and that would just carry back. By putting this termination in of vertical riprap, that secures the proposed riprap
Pulls it back.
in place.
So that'll save us with erosion. Does it have any filtering effect? Anything that's coming down through the...
No, it's not. The purpose of this is not filtering.
Yeah.
Is it not filtering?
So the concern last time was coming out of riprap, Jim, just, again, this is just so I understand, coming out of the riprap at some, coming out of the riprap and hitting something just untreated. So we go from stone to whatever the bottom is going to be, some kind of soil or whatever, and that all running down into the brook. That's a...
yeah, what the terminal cutoff does, in my experience in riprap channels, is it prevents head cutting. So if and when the untreated channel erodes, it will not continue on up into the riprap and then disturb the work that was done. It does terminate the riprap, and it would be a head cut preventer or stop.
It doesn't do anything to slow...
No.
Or spread the water from the channel?
No, it's just a way of, if the material that's in front of that riprap, the untreated section of channel would change in grade and erode, then when it starts to come back up towards the channel, the riprap channel, it doesn't just start undermining it, and the riprap just keep falling and keep going and keep going.
As
a domino.
I've seen that in other places too.
Correct.
Was there a concern, and I was looking through the minutes and trying to figure that out, it seemed like perhaps you had a concern, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but there was a concern that now, past that, we're going to see erosion of sediment moving down into the brook.
Yes, the untreated section is just that, untreated. You're going to have 50 feet of channel that's doesn't have any armor, doesn't have any any work done to it. And I believe that the riprap channel will add some velocities and.
I was going to ask that question next. Please, John.
The riprap channel is actually wider. What's existing winds through the property.
Yeah.
And it varies in width. In some places it's narrow, some places it's wider. We've made our channel consistently wider than any of the existing, which will cause a reduced velocity, at least through our channel with the riprap. Now, to address your other concern, just to mention, currently from here, the channel winds through here, comes back in and goes to Buckhorn Brook, and it's all untreated.
I know, I've been out there looking at it. I was on the town council previously, and that's always been a problem out there. They have us out there every now and then to take a look at it. It used to be a bit of a stream you could step over, and now it's a bit of a canyon almost.
It's
Yeah.
4
Don't fall in.
feet deep or so, I think.
In some places, probably more like 8, but yeah. Okay. It looked like what I thought was good is actually the piece that's untreated here is actually untreated today. It's no change, really. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Water flows down through that. That's the water flows, not acknowledging that water flows down through that, but the water flows. What kind of thought has been given to how high that water can be at any point in time? So that water runs down through the channel. I've seen it go in the previous way to be a raging river. So instead of just a small intermittent waterway, it can actually run very quickly and actually be pretty deep. As you were engineering this, has any thought been given to?
Well, again, we made the channel wider, so with the same amount of rainfall as now compared to what you have, it won't be as steep because it's a wider.
It's wider. Okay. My concern was as water gets deep and comes up, are we doing anything to the sides?
Well, going back to the channel detail.
Yeah, if you would.
We are carrying, we have a 12-foot bottom.
Oh, you're losing it there on one side.
Everything's round, it wants to roll.
Everything, right?
The channel, we have a 12-foot bottom, and then we're carrying the slide slopes up 2 to 1. So
So you're carrying the two up to
we're putting in a side riprap
For
on the
both sides,
sides to
right.
protect the sides.
Okay.
What we don't want to happen is for the sides to erode and have the
Exactly.
have it go back within the 50-foot radius. So
That was really my concern. Okay. The riprap at the very beginning, where this all starts, is that being redone? I wasn't sure about where it's existing. Yeah, is any work being done
No,
there?
we weren't going to redo that. Most of this is not on water company property.
Yeah. Okay.
The property line is here,
Okay.
and we believe maybe the town, this is private property, but
It's-
we believe the town might have done that previously.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot left, or it's in pretty poor shape. All right. Let's see if I had any other questions. Well, if you guys want to ask a few questions, I can always come back. I'm not sure how much more I have.
We're waiting on you.
Sediment control, impact to the banks, you talked about that. The riprap, and the high water. Nope, I think I'm good right now. Nice job.
You have anything else?
We'd
Nope.
like to request that approval of the plan.
Jim, I know. That's a surprise. Have they seen a copy of this by any chance?
No,
Okay.
no. What I provided to you in your package, not in your package you got at home, but the ones you have in front of you today, is a draft motion to approve this application with our basic conditions, as well as the one additional special condition of, and I'll just read it, by acceptance of this permit and conditions, the applicant, landowners, and their successors and assignees, assigns, acknowledge that it is their sole responsibility for erosion control along the banks of the brook that is located on the subject property, and that the town is not liable for any problems that may arise as a result of erosion. And if there's any additional conditions you'd like to add, do so now.
Comments? I know Brian has something.
Yeah, he's thinking.
It's the smoke, right? I like my comments are, I like what you guys did here. As a matter of fact, when I went out to visit it after the first time we spoke, I thought it was really smart. I thought this was the way to go. Straight down, riprap it. I think it's a real good job. I gotta tell you, the termination point made me feel a lot better as I read through that, and now I understand a little better. Thank you. I'm still concerned about this space down here, and the only thing that might make it okay in my mind is that's the way it is today. But as you start to disturb things up here, it just gives me a little more cause for down here and what we're doing to protect that brook. And I don't know, again, I hear what you're saying, a little bit wider, stone going through, water's going to flow a lot better. It's going to really help the homeowners back here who had all erosion in back. So like I said, this is all good. But I'm not convinced I'm comfortable with that end piece. And our job here is to really protect the waterways, and that brook is significant. So I guess I'd be looking for some expert opinion that says, and actually on the record, that this project is not going to impact that stretch down here. So I'm looking for someone to tell me that, so I could feel real good and sleep well tonight if I say, yes, this is a good project. I'm not asking for much, am I? Because this piece really bothers me, and if there is sediment, at all costs, we try to keep sediment somehow from getting down into these rivers and waterways, because it's a bit of a small natural disaster, and anytime you have something like that. And this is a fairly high-value waterway through here. And where it flows down to. And we've seen it on the Scannick River, we've seen it in other places where the sediment just goes, pushes out in, kills wildlife, does a number of things. So I guess you're the expert here. You're telling me right now, based on what you see and based on how this engineer, there should be no impact down past the termination point.
I think we're reducing the area by rip-wrapping this and eliminating this will reduce any erosion here, and there'll be no change down there.
Okay, what I'm hearing is your opinion is, answering my question is, no, you don't believe there's going to be any impact to that piece of, because you're not changing it.
It'll be worse than, I mean, it won't be worse than it is now.
Okay.
Jim?
Jim, you had concerns, and I just want to hear them all.
Well, no, it's the same concern. I think we've talked about it in length.
Okay, yeah, I read through it.
The reasoning that we've received before was economics, and that didn't really work for me, or I don't think for the agency. The reason why they weren't going to do it, and yeah, I believe I share your concern that section from day one that I see all these plans was a concern.
Now, that's all your property right down there, right to the brook? Is that true?
Yes, the
You said that's, what is that, about 50
property
feet?
line is right
30 to 40
down
feet.
here like this,
Okay,
and across the top, and then it follows this curve.
okay. So, I guess I'll look back to Jim here a little bit, and I'm sorry to ask all these questions. I want to be really good with this. The future, so they do this project, it all works great. Like I said, it's great for the homeowners and everyone else there. I think it's actually an improvement in the area. If something changes, the characteristics of this one patch changes at some point, what's our recourse? Can we go back and say, listen, there's a real problem out there, you need to do something about it? Is that within our towns?
That was the intent of the special condition 17.
Okay.
Was that
So any of it, right down to the brook?
correct?
You look like, yeah, please. I don't mean to be calling him up, sorry.
Go right ahead.
So Brian, I'll address that, when I was here a few
Can you
months
just state
back.
your name and
Name and numbers.
name and
Everyone.
address?
And a credit card number would be great,
Director
too.
of Operations for the Hasville Water Company. My name is Robert Flagg.
There you go.
You asked me to see what we could do about getting the town. It's a perfect opportunity for the
Yeah.
town to jump in and take care of a problem that they've had for many years. They're in the books for many years. But I didn't get very far. I did talk to Matt, and, we basically got that right now that they don't have the budgeting for that. So right now, we're under orders to take care of this project, to move the water away from our building before we lose a drinking water well, and that was our main concern.
Yep, absolutely.
So certainly, now would have been a great opportunity for the town to pony up with us, like they have in other projects, to deal with the situation. And that's where we're coming from.
Yep, absolutely. I agree.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure if we come out at some point, based on that last condition, our recourse is to now, if it does change, we'd be looking to you guys to make the appropriate changes in it. It's your property and so forth. I think it's a missed opportunity for us to help out too, but that's just me. What do I know? I'm all good.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah, I talked enough, right?
Anything else, Jim?
No, that's it.
Okay. So we have a draft of motion that Jim has given us. Everybody's had a chance to look it over. Is there any questions or comments that we'd like to see added, changed to this? I like number 17. I mean, everything looked okay to me.
Is there anything, do you folks go out and inspect this you must go out and look at this from time to time? There's someone, I'm worried about, you can have a great condition in here that says we're not liable for it, but if we're not looking at it, we don't know what the damage is until the damage is done. You guys look at it periodically, you have some kind of maintenance schedule, some kind of inspection schedule?
You must visit the site every year.
We daily visit the site. I mean, as far as maintenance goes to it, we haven't, maintained anything. I'm sure that, yeah, we're gonna make sure that the channel stays clear. We're gonna definitely be, checking on that now that, it's our property. We want it to work too.
Mm.
So.
Oh, absolutely, I know you guys, yeah.
Right.
That's
So
all
we
right.
will be checking on this and, hopefully this, like I said, this will be an improvement to what's out there right now.
Should we put something, is there a maintenance schedule in the plans?
Here's what I was really looking for. I was just looking for someone to take a look at it from time to time and just report back that it's either the same or not the same. I'm trusting, I trust you guys to do it because you're out there anyway, and if you could send, is there a condition that we could put in that twice a year you're out? I'm sure you're out there more than that, but twice a year you're looking at it and telling Jim we're in good shape or we're not in good shape or something. If nothing else, it'll act as a reminder. We can go, oh yeah, we should probably look at it too.
Brian, we're in the water business. And
Absolutely.
certainly, we're out there every day doing our testing for our technicians to check on that. And, we do a lot of work down at Queen Street where we have the lagoons and we're close to that, so
Yep.
for us to be doing this type of work is no problem. And we certainly, Brian, we'll check in with it. And if we see a problem, we'll bring it to you or address it. And, we'll take care of make sure that it stays clear.
Would you have a problem twice a year just dropping him some piece of documentation that said it's all good?
No,
No?
not at all.
Could we get a condition that, not the way I said it, of course,
Okay.
something that sounds intelligent?
Yeah,
It says it twice a year. If nothing else, we should have a reminder somewhere saying, I'm expecting something from the water company that says this is a good deal.
Okay.
Because I think this added 17th condition is excellent. I would love to just see it. I feel bad because we don't inspect enough, or I trust you guys to do it. And just let us know, because I'd love to, at some point, come back and work with you guys to fix it if there's a problem. And as long as you're not, otherwise, I love the project. I think this is a good job.
So we would like, Brian, if that's okay, we'd send you a report, but also a reminder from your staff that the report's due, we're reporting to the state on a whole bunch of different levels. And
you guys got a lot of reports.
Yes, so we have no problem.
Okay.
If you just, fire us an email.
Yep, maybe,
Ron or myself.
maybe as simple as, I'll put it on my schedule and give you a call, and we can arrange to meet out there, do a quick walk around, and then I can report back to the agency, just, what we found.
Feel good.
Perfect. Yeah,
I don't want it to be hard on you guys. I don't want it to be hard on you either. I know you both are really busy, but I would like to see at least look at this.
Yeah,
some
instead of
good
you
eyes.
having to make the report, let's
Yep.
visit together, and then I can report to them.
Appreciate your understanding in that.
No problem. All right, thank you.
So if you want to write something that sounds halfway intelligent.
So Jim, just a quick question. The work that's being proposed.
Is your microphone on? I'm sorry.
Jim, just a quick question. The work that's being proposed here, in your opinion, is an improvement over what exists today?
Yeah, I would agree with that
You would
statement.
say that it is an improvement?
It's addresses the issue that's outstanding, is that the channel is encroaching on their well. This design does that. It gets it away from the well. It solves their problem. It leaves 50 feet of the channel untreated. That's
That's the concern. Right, I understand. Okay. Thus the conditions.
Okay. Any other discussion? No? Well, somebody like to make a motion?
Well, can we do that without a condition?
We have
The extra
second condition written in, so whoever's going to make it is going to 16 standard plus 17 and what we just mentioned for the,
And 18?
and 18, yes.
I guess I'd look to you guys, so it's cool to approve it, even though we don't have one in writing here.
We don't
You
have
guys
a
are good with
full, he has to send them the formal
Okay.
permit anyways. As long as we agree to it.
Sorry. crazy night. All right, what's the number on this?
Brian, I'll put something here quickly, and then if you like it, then that's what will be the permanent, the permanent verbiage is applicant agrees to biannual site visit to inspect the channel.
Yes.
Just want to add that you would, biannual, site by town of Enfield?
Correct, yes. Applicant agrees to biannual site visit by wetlands agent and water staff.
Yeah, I was looking for a report, but if you think a site visit is better and you guys are still good with that, I'm good with that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so should we make a motion?
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to approve inland wetlands number 550, Hasselville Water Company. Make a motion to approve inland wetlands number 550, Hasselville Water Company, because I don't believe there'll be any adverse environmental impact to the wetlands or watercourses.
With the 16.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Mom. With the 16 standard conditions and the 2 special conditions as we spoke of tonight.
Motion made by Brian. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by John. All in favor? Okay, you're approved. Thank you.
At some point, you're going to send us the conditions? So I'll
He's-
need to include those in the specs to the contractor.
Yep, absolutely. He'll just come right from Jim's office.
You'll feed it into the site when the work starts.
I've been out there a number of times. Yeah.
That's one of the conditions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, new business. We have nothing new? New applications to be received?
No new business, no new applications.
Alrighty, other business, IWW, official map update discussion. We forgot the A. So we saw it last week. Did you have it? You didn't get to see
I
that,
did
Brian.
not.
Yeah, it's really getting there. Impressive.
And yeah, please do, and I hope to have it on some smaller, manageable pieces of paper. I've got a lot of excuses the last couple of weeks, but mostly it was technical issues, so.
He's had some computer issues.
I'm your guy.
So the only other thing, and it's, that we would have to discuss is, I don't know if I have it with me, is the assignment of the assignment of wetland agents to the projects and what's outstanding. I don't know, I keep saying this every week, do we want to wait till we have more people here? I mean, I would like to have Jill and Joe are both very normally here, so I don't know if we want to wait till they come. What's your thoughts?
I think you should actually wait until they come.
I say we assign more things to them.
Right, now might be our opportunity. Are you guys okay with it? I mean, there's really not a whole lot that's outstanding that needs, like, our attention ASAP, looking this over, but, TP rentals, nothing's really started. Progress, the only thing I see is Carriage House. That is in progress. And, Camerata is in progress, still, with nobody. And 201 State Street, that was a property owner.
And we have this new one.
And we'll have this new one. So maybe if you could just add this new one to the list, give us a new list, and then hopefully at the next meeting, Jill and Joe will be here as well, and Roby.
Okay. Also, in the roads 2005, 2010 program, there are, I believe, I think there's one ongoing now, and there's 2 more. One just went out for bid, and we'll be selecting the contractor soon. And another one's going out to bid right now. It's just the plans and specs are on the street as of yesterday. Actually, today is 17th. So there'll be 2 this summer going on,
Okay.
2 additional ones.
Okay. Yeah,
And I'll add those. I think it's 4B and 1D. Don't quote me on that, but it's 4B and another one.
All right.
I want to ask somewhat related to that. At some point back, a couple years back, actually, there was a sort of a study put together about all the erosion problems that we're having in Enfield. There was a PowerPoint done. I know usually around budget time, and I know the council's going into budget now. I was wondering if you could get us an update on that. Are they putting money in the capital budget aside to solve some of these? One of them was this Kimberly Drive problem, but there was also one behind off of Simon Road. In the woods, that thing has got to be 20, 25 feet deep. Similar things are happening there that happened to Play Road, where the pipe came through, broke off, erosion. What's happening is everything's falling in, everything's going down the Nescantic River again. I know that the town manager has talked about a plan to address some of these, high priority first, of course. But if you're in a meeting with him or you're talking to him, if we could get some kind of update, that would be very helpful, especially around budget time. Are they going to put any capital money aside to do this?
What limited discussion I've heard on that subject, and what I explained to the water company when they were looking for the same kind of funding, was if there is funding, it will go to projects that are on town property first, before it goes to private property, similar to their section there, was all private property.
Yeah, there's a few right around me that I've looked at and actually walked down through with my dog and stuff, and they continue to get worse and worse, and you can actually just see this stuff moving down to the Nescantic River. And there was a project that come through the villages at one point, and we were really pushing them hard to protect that river from an intermittent waterway down right to the river. So, we're asking some of the applicants to take great care. I'm hoping we have the town managers actually looking at this and trying to find places where we're either going to resolve some of this or at least mitigate some of this. Play Road was big, and there's a couple of places out there just like Play Road right along the Nescantic River that are dumping all kinds of, they're potential hotspots for us.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, it's budget time, and usually around budget time I like to ask if they're going to put any capital money aside. Wish I knew someone on it.
Anybody else? No?
Before we adjourn, I'd just like to note that the next meeting is Tuesday, May 1st, not May 3rd, as the
Okay.
agenda states.
May 3rd, first, okay. Okay, next regular meeting is Tuesday, May 1st, 2012, 7 PM in the council chambers. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn? Motion made by Donna? Come on.
A second.
Second by Brian, all in favor. We are adjourned.
I cannot second every motion.
I had a 20-minute mark.
Jim, do you want the actual conditions in the minutes? I know I do that for zoning, I actually say subject to the following conditions, I just cut and paste them out of those, so they're on record. And if so, could